Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about a thinker who completely changed how the world understands society, economics and power. He is Karl Marx. You have probably heard words like class struggle, materialism or alienation. But what do they actually mean? Let us understand dialectical and historical materialism. What is the dialectic? Marx borrowed this concept from a philosopher named Hegel. Hegel said, the world changes because of clashes between ideas. But Marx flipped it. Marx said, it's not ideas that change the world. It's material reality and the economy. This brings us to the dialectical materialism. In simple words, it means society changes because of conflicts. These conflicts come from economic conditions, things like factories, machines, money and labor. When new technology comes, but the old system refuses to change, conflict happens. This conflict pushes society forward. Let us understand historical materialism. Dialectic materialism explains how change happens. Historical materialism explains why it happens. Marx said, human history moves through stages. Primitive tribal society to slave society, from there to feudalism, from there to capitalism, and on to socialism, and finally to communism. Communism is a classless society. So, a human society passes through 6 stages. Every stage changes when new tools, new technology, or new economic methods come in. But the people in power resist change, which leads to conflict, which leads further to a new system. That's historical materialism. Let's understand the theory of social class. What is class according to Marx? For Karl Marx, class isn't about income. Class depends on one question. Do you own the things needed to produce goods, or do you work for someone who owns them? The two main classes in capitalism are Bourgeoisie, which is the capital class, which owns factories, machines, businesses, and the capitalist class earns profit. The proletariat, which is the working class, sells their labor. They earn wages, but they don't own what they produce. The class decides who has money, who has power, who gets heard, and who controls the society. Let us understand the false consciousness versus class consciousness. False consciousness, here workers believe in the idea that keeps them calm. Like, if I work hard, I will become rich too. The boss deserves more than me. Or the system is fair. This keeps the system running smoothly. Class consciousness, when it happens, then the workers realize their problems are shared problems. The system is designed for the rich, and the real change needs unity. When this awareness comes, workers wake up to their real position. Let's move on to the third theory, which is the theory of social conflict. The main idea is that the history of all societies is the history of class struggle. There are always two groups, those who have the power and those who don't. Why does this conflict happen? Workers want higher wages and the capitalists, they want higher profits. More profits means paying workers less. This contradiction creates tension and conflict. Let us look at the stages of conflict. There are 3 stages. First is the economic conflict, where workers demand better pay and better working conditions. Then there is political conflict, where workers start organizing. They make unions, they protest, and make workers political parties. Third is the revolutionary conflict, when the system becomes too unfair and workers try to change the entire system itself. What is the role of the state according to Marx? The state is not neutral. That is, it protects the interests of the powerful. Law, police, courts, they all work to keep the system stable and protect property. Let us understand the next concept of alienation. What is alienation? Alienation means feeling disconnected from your work, from others, and from yourself. Marx said, capitalism creates 4 types of alienation. The 4 types of alienations are alienation from the product. That is, workers make things all day, but those things don't belong to them. Second is alienation from the work process. Workers don't control how they work, what they work on, the pace, the goals. They work like machines. Third is alienation from human nature. Humans are naturally creative, but in capitalism, workers are treated like tools for profit, not creative beings. And the fourth is alienation from other people. Capitalism creates competition. Worker versus worker, worker versus boss. Instead of collaboration, people compete constantly. To conclude, we have covered 4 major ideas of Karl Marx. Dialectical and historical materialism, which means society changes through economic forces. We saw class theory, that is owners versus workers. We saw social conflict, that is struggle drives history, and alienation concept, where capitalism disconnects people from themselves and others. If this video helped you understand Marx better, hit like, subscribe, and tell us what topic you want next. See you in the next video. Take care.